Li Bai and Du Fu, Tang Dynasty poets. Just as English-speaking peoples in the Western world have William Shakespeare as a literary icon, the Chinese have these great poets of the Tang Dynasty. Du Fu and Li Bai, widely regarded as the two greatest poets in Chinese history, are still quoted by dictators and businessmen, students and dissidents. Lines from their verses have been embedded in the Chinese language for more than a millennium. Both poets were born during the Tang Dynasty, 618 to 907, at the height of its sophistication and influence. In their middle age, both suffered the horrors of the An Lushan Rebellion, 755 to 763, a catastrophic civil war whose warning signs the government had ignored. Within 7 years, 2/3 of the Chinese population were dead, disappeared, or displaced. The rebellion was put down with the costly military assistance of Uyghur troops, but the Tang Dynasty never recovered its former unity. The visual and literary complexities of Chinese poetry can be seen in its use of writing and language. Branch and Magnolia Flowers. The character for Branch begins to transform at its tips and bud into life. In the third character, the radical for grass or flower, bursts forth from the crown of the words magnolia and ends in flower. Further, in a simultaneous layer of images, the third character contains the element man, which itself contains the element man, homo, or person. Face is visible in the fourth ideogram, and the fifth contains transformation. Thus, the line also records a human trajectory, spiritual metamorphosis, and then mortality embedded in nature itself. Spring Landscape. The country in ruins, rivers and mountains continue. The city grows lush with spring. Blossoms scatter tears for us, and all these separations in a bird's cry startle the heart. Beacon fires 3 months ablaze, by now a mere letter's worth 10,000 in gold. And worries thinned my hair to such white confusion I can't even keep this hairpin in. Du Fu. Please drink. Excerpt. Heaven begot a talent like me and must put me to good use, and 1,000 cash and gold, squandered, will come again. Since ancient times, saints and sages have been obscure, but only drinkers have left behind their names. Li Bai. Farewell to Mangharan. My friend is sailing west, away from Yellow Crane Tower. Through the March blossoms he is going down to Yangtze. His sail casts a single shadow in the distance, then disappears. Nothing but the Yangtze flowing on the edge of the sky. Li Bai. Thoughts on an ancient site. By many a mountain and many a thousand valley I came to the gate of Chu. The village where Ming Fei was born and bred is to be found there still. Once she had left behind the crimson terraces, the northern desert stretched continuously before her eyes. Now only her green tomb is left, solitary against the dusk. Paintings have recorded those features that the spring wind caressed. On moonlit nights the sound of tinkling girdle gems announce the bootless return of her soul. For 1,000 years the pipa has spoken its foreign tongue, seeming in its music to be discussing all her wrongs and griefs. Du Fu.